If you suspect you have PCOS or you are struggling with some of the symptoms of PCOS, things like an irregular menstrual cycle, maybe you're struggling with fertility and you're struggling to conceive, maybe you have hair where you don't want it or you are gaining weight really quickly, then maybe you do have PCOS. But sometimes getting the answers can be really frustrating. In fact, research shows that it can take up to 2 years and multiple doctors to get a proper PCOS diagnosis. So if you suspect that you have PCOS and you are struggling to get that confirmed, then I've got some really exciting news for you.
Freaking excited!
I want to share with you some information about the very first PCOS home test that is now available on the market. I'm Taryn from PCOS Diet Support, and in this video we're going to be talking about how to get diagnosed with PCOS, and I'm going to be sharing with you what I really think might be your next steps if you're struggling with getting a diagnosis. Now, to start off with, I just want to share a little bit about my story. I was diagnosed with PCOS probably about 13 years ago now, and I had long had suspicions that there was something wrong. I was diagnosed when I was trying to conceive. I was struggling to conceive. I went off the pill and I never got my period back. But I always had this niggle in the back of my mind. Even when I was a teenager, my periods were never really very normal. They were very erratic. They would come and go. They were never on time. And when I was 20, I went to a gynecologist. And all he said to me is that I don't ovulate every month. But I am so convinced that he knew that I had PCOS at the time and he didn't diagnose me then. Now, if you can relate to this, the struggle of multiple doctors, I mean, really, I should have been diagnosed, 20 years ago. And it took so much longer to get diagnosed, even when I had that niggling suspicion that something was wrong. And the reality is that so many women struggle to get diagnosed. In my PCOS Foodies community and membership, I hear the stories over and over again. People just, my doctor just told me to eat less and exercise more, and that would help my weight problem. My doctor just gave me the pill and told me that would help to regulate my cycle. Or my doctor just said that I need laser therapy for my hair growth. We hear this over and over again, but really we don't get to the root of the problem, and that is incredibly frustrating. So you might be asking, how is PCOS actually diagnosed? Well, really there are 3 things. We follow the Rotterdam criteria, and the Rotterdam criteria says that you need to have 2 out of the following 3 symptoms. So you need to have an irregular menstrual cycle, you need to have signs of high testosterone levels, so things like hair where you don't want it or acne, and you need to show polycystic ovaries. So how is that actually diagnosed? Well, normally the polycystic ovaries are seen on an ultrasound, so you would need an ultrasound. Your doctor would take your medical history, so the history of your menstrual cycle. And thirdly, you would have blood tests. And using the information from all 3 of those things, your doctor would then be able to say, yes, you have PCOS, or no, you don't. Now, I'm really excited to partner with a company called Let's Get Checked. They send you a little box like this if you want to do their PCOS home test. And the really cool thing about Let's Get Checked, the piece that they can answer for you, is around the blood tests, is around what your hormones are actually doing. So Let's Get Checked looks at hormones like sex hormone binding globulin. They look at your androgen levels if you have high testosterone. They look at your follicle stimulating hormone versus LH. I know this sounds very technical, but basically they are looking for all of the hormones that are going to be out of whack or out of balance if you have PCOS. So you might be wondering, how does this work? Firstly, you go to Let's Get Checked. In fact, there is a link in the description below if you would like to order your PCOS home test, and you will get a 30% discount on your PCOS home test if you use the link below. What will then happen is that you will get sent a box like this in the mail. It is very discreet. It will not scream that it is a PCOS home test. It is very discreet and comes in very discreet packaging. Once you get your test kit, all you need to do is you prick your finger. There will be a lot of information on how to do it. You will be walked through the process, but it's a simple finger prick that you then squeeze the blood to the tip of your finger and you put that blood in a little vial. Once you have your test, you send that or you return it back to Let's Get Checked to labs. These are the exact same labs that doctors are using when they are doing the blood tests. It is a highly professional certified lab, so you don't have to be worried about inaccurate information or results. It is a very good quality lab. Your test gets into the lab where it gets analyzed. You then get a full report of what your blood tests say. So you will get a call from a medical professional who will walk you through the next steps of getting a PCOS diagnosis. if they think your blood tests show that PCOS may be a factor here. So you are really taken by the hand and handheld through this whole process. So Let's Get Checked is really helpful. I just really think that it would be amazing to be able to speed up the diagnosis process, because there is a reason that you want to get diagnosed. If you're struggling to conceive, knowing that you have PCOS gives you incredible information, because there is so much that you can do to treat your PCOS, to manage the underlying hormones, so that you can get pregnant or lose weight or have better skin. In fact, I have a whole PCOS Foodies membership that is dedicated to helping women manage their PCOS as naturally as possible. So if you suspect that you have PCOS, or if you have a confirmation of PCOS, please don't feel like there is no hope. There is so much hope available. When I was diagnosed, I was trying to conceive. I made significant changes to my diet. I took some very specific supplements, which you can find more information about on this channel. And I was able to conceive naturally twice. And in fact, I've never been on any medication for my PCOS. I manage it naturally through the way that I eat. So if you want to find out more about PCOS Foodies, which is where I tell you everything that I know about PCOS and how to manage it naturally, you can also look in the link below and you'll find more information there. So thank you so much for watching. I really look forward to seeing you in the next video.